Overnight, a deadly crash in New Orleans. At least 2 people killed, a half dozen injured as a car plows into a group of cyclists just blocks from Mardi Gras celebrations. How the crowd helped police make their arrest.
Winter blast, a third straight winter storm racing across the country this morning, now targeting the Northeast and possible tornadoes in the South. Trucks off the road, slides and spinouts, blinding conditions as the snow piles up. Too much to bear.
On the offensive, after a bruising week, President Trump taking aim at the Mueller investigation, his marathon speech blasting House Democrats.
We're going to go into his finances. We're going to check his deals. We're going to check. These people are sick.
Plus the looming deadline for the White House involving Jared Kushner.
Breaking this morning, missing girls. The sisters nowhere to be found, last seen outside their Northern California home. The all-out search going on right now.
And to the rescue.
Boom, 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 boom. Get out of the car, get out of the car.
The Good Samaritan jumping into action, collaring a crook, preying on the elderly.
You don't see these Roy Jones Jr.'s right here?
Why he says he had to step in.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning. We're going to start here with the breaking news out of New Orleans, right in the middle of Mardi Gras celebrations.
Overnight, a car smashing into a group of people, 2 people dead, many others injured.
The aftermath chaotic, with witnesses scrambling to treat those victims. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is in our Washington bureau with the latest on the investigation. Good morning, Stephanie.
Hey, good morning, guys. This crash happened during one of the busiest times in New Orleans as the city celebrates Mardi Gras. The streets, as you know, packed with people partying. This crash happening so close to one of the most popular parades leading up to the big events on Tuesday.
You're responding to a pedestrian struck by a vehicle.
Overnight, chaos after police say a sports car crashed into a group of bicyclists in New Orleans, killing 2 people and injuring several others. Terrified witnesses trying to save victims' lives while first responders rushed to the scene.
CPR is in progress on one of the victims.
The crash just blocks from parades celebrating Mardi Gras as the event gets into full swing. Police arresting 32-year-old Tashanti Tony, tweeting, "It is believed Tony was impaired at the time of the incident."
We were able to apprehend the subject so quickly because, again, the citizens stopped this individual because they thought they was helping someone who had just been involved in a 1-car accident.
Investigators on their hands and knees, carefully recording evidence along the trail of damage. Debris stretching nearly 3 blocks. Police now reviewing nearby cameras and testing the driver for drugs and alcohol to figure out what went wrong.
Police say the suspect tried to run from the scene after the crash, but they were able to catch up to him and arrest him. He's now facing a number of charges. Guys.
Thanks, Stephanie. Now to that dangerous storm sweeping across the country. It's the third
Yes.
one, back-to-back storm.
Unjust.
Not fair. It's been in less than a week, bringing a wintry mix to millions of Americans. Heavy snow overnight in Denver making those roads treacherous. Police issuing an accident alert, asking drivers not to call for minor collisions.
Now, many people sick of it, but it's not over. The system now slamming the Midwest, targeting the Northeast again, and it's expected to cause problems in the Monday. Rob is in New York Central Park tracking it all. Rob, good morning.
Hey, good morning. We were here this time yesterday when it was snowing, got about 4 inches in total, some of that melting in the strong now March sun, but there is another storm on its heels. This one ripping across the country, going to go coast to coast in just 3 days.
This morning, the winter storm slamming the central U.S. as it races across the country, bringing heavy snow, severe weather, and extreme cold. Icy roads in Colorado sending cars there sliding, spinning wheels. Drivers forced to get out and push. Just outside Denver, a close call for one driver after their pickup truck went off the road right into an icy creek. The dangerous conditions turning highways into ice rinks. Watch as 2 pickup trucks struggle to pull this semi-tanker up a snow-covered hill. Eventually, the tanker getting up and on its way. And in Kansas, near whiteout conditions, 30-plus mile-per-hour winds blowing snow sideways. And this dramatic video out of Wisconsin, a Boy Scout camp building suddenly collapsing, the weight of the heavy snow too much to bear.
Luckily, nobody in that building, and that snow is all heading towards the northeast. But as I mentioned, it's moving pretty quickly. Let's take a look at where it is on the radar scope. The center really right over the state of Kansas, but it is humming along. You see along I-70, that's where the snow is, and also some heavy rain going into really an area that can't take any more in the way of rain, so flooding potentially across the southeast. But look at all these winter advisories, not only just snow, but really deep cold air coming in behind. It's going to feel like midwinter. So let's time this out and show you where everything is going to go. The heavy rain across Little Rock, Nashville, Birmingham. I think by later on this afternoon, severe weather breaks out, could be substantial across the southeast. The entire eastern coast really gets hit with this, and that thick snow band. Pittsburgh, D.C., Philly tonight, then New York tomorrow morning early, hanging around for the commute in Boston. 6+ inches along the I-95 corridor, could be a little bit more than that just inland. That is going to be substantial as folks try to get to school and work on their Monday morning commute. Guys, back inside to you.
March coming in like a lion. Rob, thank you. We appreciate it. We'll come back to you soon. We want to move on now, though, to a desperate search, a truly desperate search in Northern California for 2 young sisters who've been missing since Friday.
And ABC's Ariel Reshef is here with the very latest on what we know this morning. Ariel.
Good morning to you guys. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office was called in Friday evening after 5-year-old Caroline and 8-year-old Leia Carrico went missing from their Benbow home. The girls last seen around 2:30 in the afternoon. Deputies believe they went out possibly into a heavily wooded area nearby after their mother said that they could not go for a walk outside. Now this is a multi-state, multi-agency search, I should say, including the U.S. Coast Guard canvassing the area day and night with teams using canine units and a Black Hawk helicopter to comb the thick woods near the girls' home. The Sheriff's Department saying they have found evidence that the girls were in fact in those woods.
And we have found some clues during the day that have made us change our direction. We found some granola bar wrappers, and we were able to confirm with the mom that yes, these are granola bars that I've bought in the last few days. So the wrappers showed us a direction from where they started to where the wrappers ended at.
Now, the Sheriff's Office also saying searchers found some boot marks that match what the girls may have been wearing. They are asking everyone to stay out of this area, fearing contamination of other possible evidence. The Sheriff's Department says the parents are cooperating and helping in this ongoing search. They say there is no indication of foul play at this time, but they're not ruling anything out. Guys.
All right, Ariel, thank you. Hopefully those girls are able to be found soon. Well, now to the family of Stephen Clark speaking out overnight after the district attorney said the 2 officers involved in his shooting will not be criminally charged.
Family members and their supporters promising their fight for justice is not over. ABC's Zachary Quiche has more.
Our duty to fight for our freedom. Demonstrators say they want justice, but the district attorney is saying it wasn't a crime.
Show me your hands! Gun!
This morning, no criminal charges for 2 officers who shot and killed Stephon Clark, an unarmed black man, last year in Sacramento.
Was a crime committed? But when we look at the facts and the law, and we follow our ethical responsibilities, the answer to that question is no.
March 18th, 2018, cops responding to a vandalism call. Police helicopters already hovering above begin to zero in and track Clark. Officers on the ground confronting the 22-year-old in a backyard, later determined to be his grandparents' home. The officers arguing they thought the cell phone in his hand was a gun.
Something in his hands, it looked like a gun from our perspective.
Shooting and killing the father of 2. The investigation found officers muted their body cameras multiple times and waited about 7 minutes before performing CPR.
We can't go over there to get you help unless we know you don't have the weapon.
No pulse. Breathing?
No. The DA says Clark ignored commands and took a shooting stance, so the cops were justified. The Sacramento police chief apologizing to the Clark family.
I couldn't imagine the pain that they're in.
Stephen Clark's mother devastated by the announcement.
They executed my son. They executed him in my mom's backyard. We're not going to accept that.
And Clark's fiance fighting back tears.
My boys, Aiden and Cairo, have to grow up without their father. And I have to continue on as a single parent.
The shooting led to protests on the street.
Black Lives Matter!
And disruptions in local government. While the DA's decision is final, the Sacramento mayor says the community still has its own questions about whether Clark's killing was justified.
Was the outcome wrong? Was the outcome
unacceptable? The answer to both questions is yes.
The Attorney General is doing their own review completely separate from the district attorney. Now, Sacramento's police chief said yesterday changes have been made as a result of this case to foot pursuit and body camera policies, but still no real changes to the use of force policies that continue to disproportionately affect these communities of color.
Zachary Quiche, we appreciate your reporting this morning. Thank you very much. We're going to talk politics now, and President Trump on the offensive overnight in classic style, a marathon speech taking aim at the Mueller probe as this country awaits the findings of a high-stakes investigation.
The White House also facing a looming deadline to comply with House Democrats' demands in connection with Jared Kushner's top-level security clearance. ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri is at the White House with the very latest. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. No topic went untouched. President Trump seemed to suggest that he's being attacked on all fronts, from the House Democrats, the Justice Department, and new 2020 challengers.
After a bruising week, the president letting off some steam before a live audience, firing off his strongest language yet against the special counsel's Russia investigation.
And all of a sudden, they're trying to take you out with bull.
With Robert Mueller's probe reportedly wrapping up, Trump suggesting a broad conspiracy by unelected Justice Department officials to remove him from office.
Now, Robert Mueller never received a vote, and neither did the person that appointed him. Now we're waiting for a report, and we'll find out whether or not and who we're dealing with. We're waiting for a report by people that weren't elected.
Speaking before a crowd of supporters at a conservative conference in Washington, it was one of the president's longest speeches since taking office, 2 hours.
You know I'm totally off script right now. And this is how I got elected, by being off script.
Trump blasting House Democrats for their new oversight powers.
There's no collusion, so now they go and morph into, let's inspect every deal he's ever done. We're going to go into his finances. We're going to check his deals. We're going to check. These people are sick.
The White House facing a Monday deadline to turn over documents to the House Oversight Committee about how the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, obtained a top-secret security clearance. The request was made 5 weeks ago. But the New York Times now reporting on a memo by then White House counsel Don McGahn in which he recommended against top security clearance for Kushner, citing concerns, including from the CIA. The Times also says John Kelly wrote a memo saying the president ordered him to give Kushner clearance. An executive decision his daughter Ivanka Trump denied.
The president had no involvement pertaining to my clearance or my husband's clearance, zero.
House Democrats are also actively preparing a request for the president's tax returns. Senior congressional aides tell me that initially they were going to wait for the Mueller report to be released, but Michael Cohen's testimony has injected a new urgency. He raised questions over whether the president inflated or deflated his income for tax and insurance purposes. Dan?
Tara, thank you. So much going on, as always. And good news, we've got a ringer here, our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting This Week later this morning. Good to see you. So as we saw there in Tara's report, the president going hard overnight at Mueller and the Democrats. And this approach seems to be working. The people in the room loved it, and his base is sticking with him.
Republicans have completely fallen in line. The president's approval rating now among Republicans close to 90%. One of the things we saw at the Cohen hearing this week was, with the exception maybe of Justin Amash of Michigan, all of the Republicans down the line attacking Michael Cohen, implicitly defending the president, even though they really showed no interest in the kind of issues that Cohen was raising at the time. And as long as that holds, that's going to be a bar to Democrats who are seeking impeachment of the president. It's going to be very difficult to move forward on impeachment if the Republicans have that hard line in support of the president. But we don't know whether that will change in the wake of the Mueller report. We don't know what Mueller is going to report or whether we're even going to see that. And in the wake of more investigations from Democrats. Tara just talked about Democrats requesting the president's tax returns. You've now got at least half a dozen committees in the House investigating various parts of the Trump administration. And one of the things we'll see over time is whether that chips away at the president's support among Republicans. Right now, though, it's very strong.
So I want to pick up on what you're talking about, the Democrats investigating. On the show this morning, on This Week, you've got the Democratic congressman from New York, Jerry Nadler, who's the chairman of the Judiciary
They'd be
Committee.
in charge of any impeachment proceedings.
That's exactly right. So what are the Democrats going to go after next, and what are the risks here for Democrats?
Well,
I mean, they could overreach.
Yeah, that's one of the big questions I'm going to ask Chairman Nadler this morning, whether he's seen enough to justify impeachment proceedings yet, what he's waiting for. One of the things he said in the past, and he actually said this about the Clinton impeachment as well, is that you need some sort of bipartisan support to make impeachment work. Now, that may be at the end of the process, not the beginning. One of the things I want to ask him about is the trigger for him for any impeachment investigation. One thing for sure, you are going to see a host of investigations from Democrats on a number of different issues in the coming months.
But there is a risk here. They could end up looking overly partisan.
Well, right now, one of the things you're hearing is Republicans talking about impeachment more than Democrats because of that risk. It will depend, though, on where the evidence is at the time.
George, thank you very much. Have a great show this morning. I want to remind everybody, George has a big show as usual. As we said, one-on-one with the House Judiciary Chair, Jerry Nadler, also the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, plus the Governor of Washington, Jay Inslee, discussing his climate change-focused 2020 presidential campaign. It's all coming up on This Week later this morning right here on ABC. George, thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
Well, in other news, the Pentagon announcing that the U.S. and South Korea will no longer hold their large-scale annual spring military exercises. The move, seen as a diplomatic effort to move closer to the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Now, North Korea has viewed the annual exercises as inflammatory and provocative. The U.S. and South Korea will instead engage in a series of smaller-scale exercises.
And breaking overnight, dramatic images out of Missouri. Flames shooting into the sky after a possible gas explosion. One witness saying they woke up to a loud bang and then saw this. Public safety officials say a natural gas line broke. Crews are on scene. All of this happening near a middle school outside of Columbia. The good news, no injuries have been reported.
News now from space. Just a little over 24 hours after successfully launching from Cape Canaveral, the SpaceX Crew Dragon has now arrived at the International Space Station. There it is, the unmanned craft docking early this morning, making a major test run that could lead to American astronauts once again heading out into space. The Crew Dragon will stay at the International Space Station for 5 days before it returns here to Earth.
Ripley has landed.
Ripley.
The dummy.
The dummy, yes.
The dummy, that's right. All right, let's get a check of the forecast once again. Let's go back to Rob in Central Park. Not sure how you're sleeping at night, Rob. There's now a third storm coming to batter the Northeast and other parts of the country.
I'm getting my Z's in. They're not long enough. We never do get that. But we do have a system that is racing across the country and keeping things busy here in the Weather Center for sure. We've got cold, we've got snow, and we've got a severe weather component, although it's a pretty nice day right now in Central Park. What's going to come later on today is going to bring us some serious weather. In the south, that's in the form of severe weather, and we've got some flooding rains potentially that are now moving across the mid-south, Memphis, across the mid and southern part of the Mississippi River Valley. Then by later on this afternoon, Hattiesburg to Birmingham, that could be some severe weather. Dothan, Columbus, and through Atlanta, Columbia as well. Heavy rains with this and the potential for damaging winds, maybe a tornado or two, and definitely some large hail as this thing takes shape late in the day through tonight. The other aspect of the storm, once it comes through, and it's going to come through quickly, should be done by tomorrow lunchtime. Look at these numbers. Already feels like 40 degrees below zero in Pierre, 6 in Kansas, in Chicago, and tomorrow morning, look at these numbers, feeling like minus 20 in Chicago. That is mid-January kind of stuff in the beginning of March. Don't put away your winter gear yet. Time now for your look at your local forecast. Here you go.
Hello and good morning, Washington. Possibility for some snow today. Also a wintry mix to rain in and around the D.C. metro point southeast. The heaviest, though, north and west. Frederick, Hagerstown, Martinsburg, Winchester, 3 to 6 inches of snow there. Some spots locally higher. Trace to 2 in and around the D.C. metro. Kind of a slushy inch, mainly wet roads closer to the Beltway region. Mainly rain to the south and east. Hour by hour, temperatures falling into the upper 30s. Better chance for that steady rain later on this evening. 7-day outlook, it will be cold for the week ahead of us.
Hope you guys enjoyed the last 20 minutes. I'm coming inside whether you like it or not. See you in a few.
We won't give you a chair. We'll push the chair away.
He delivers that threatening news with a smile.
Yes,
you know?
he
It's
does.
hard to stay mad at him.
That's exactly
I
right.
already put my winter stuff away, too. I don't know why I did that.
That was a mistake.
Take it out.
Yeah, you should have asked Rob.
I'm donating it to charity in hopes that soon spring will be coming. Well, listen to this one. This will make you smile. A hero rushes to the rescue to thwart an alleged robber. This is a good one, guys. First disclaimer, kids don't try this at home. Second disclaimer, bad guys, don't mess with shake.
When a Good Samaritan witnessed two elderly men being robbed, he acted more like a superhero than mild-mannered nice guy.